Hey, what's up? It's Bon. Let's talk about Mass Effect. And today, I want to talk about a theory I have for the next game and a thing that I think will be one of the main events or focuses of the next game. And I think it's already been hinted to in the N7-day teasers. Well, isn't that's just it's got you on your heels, on your toes, sitting forward in your desk. Let's get into it. Okay, so my idea, to just jump right into it, is that I think the next game is going to have someone or some groups in the Milky Way activating new mass relays and going and making first contact with species and systems that we have not interacted with before. Now, if you've played the trilogy and over and over and over again, like many of us have, you'll know that it's basically forbidden by the Citadel Council to activate relays. You will also likely know that the first contact with humans and any of the other Milky Way species was after the humans activated the soul relay, not knowing what it was at the time, going through it and meeting with a part of the Turian military that was dispatched to see what was going on. At the time, the humans thought that the Turians were being aggressive just for no reason, but really they were trying to interdict this species that they knew nothing about activating a relay illegally. Now, since then, we're not aware of any relays that have been activated completely randomly or without permission. Like I said before, it's a big no-no. It's pushed back on. And what I think the next game may have us doing, or have a group doing, is activating relays to make contact with new species, but even more than that, to potentially try to find places to live or resources to harvest, and places that were not impacted by the effects of the end of the Reaper War that happens at the end of Mass Effect 3. As we know, basically no matter what they do with the end of the game and how the next game goes, we will be likely dealing with the repercussions of the Reaper War. And even though it didn't last a really, really long time, there were a lot of major civilizations and planets and species that were really, really, really badly damaged. What I think we've already seen, though, is a hint from the 2022 teaser trailer video thing that we may be looking at a human group of some type that is trying to activate relays. And then in that very teaser, there is a new relay, it seems, being created. So I think you put together some thought here of, okay, so is there a group of humans trying to activate relays? And that is what Liara is referencing when she says that, we should know that, humans are, stubborn, or whatever she says exactly. So my thought is that either an old splinter group of Cerberus, or just a human group, maybe the Alliance even, that after the events of the Reaper War says, hey, we did a disproportionate amount of the work here. We should be rewarded. We should get the spoils of this. And maybe they feel like that isn't what's happening. Maybe even though the Citadel is now in the Sol system and orbiting Earth, literally, and maybe they're seeing a lot of pushback from the other species to kind of be like, hey, we understand that you guys did a lot, but we're still the ones in charge, and that humans are still the newbies. And I'm really curious if we're going to see these series of events that leads us to believe that we've got some humans out there opening up relays without permission, and potentially exposing the known Milky Way with threats similar to like what happened with the Rachni, which is a big part of the reason the relays are locked down. When the Rachni were discovered, they became such a menace and they moved so quickly and so efficiently and in such a deadly fashion that the uplifting of the Krogan happened basically just to fight off the Rachni. Which then, eventually led to the genophage, and then all of the issues that has caused. So to break it down, my idea is that I think a human group is going to be activating relays, potentially using the one that we saw in the 2022 teaser, to use the relays or to bypass broken ones or something. And I think that we're going to be seeing First Contact Protocol in this next game. And I think that would be really, really cool. I think it'd be a good way to introduce new species to the game. And it'd be cool to see First Contact in a game. We know about it from the First Contact War, and Andromeda, they had the perfect opportunity to show us First Contact, but instead we show up after all the rebels have left, the home ship and have already initiated First Contact. Hell, we already are able to use our translators with the various species somehow. It would be cool to see that happening instead of it just be done already, but that's just my take. So I think that's what's going to be happening in the next game, or at least will be a part of what happens in the next game. And I think it could lead to some really, really, really cool discoveries. I even think it could lead to a discovery of something like maybe the Reapers weren't just attacking our part of the Milky Way. Maybe there were, potentially spacefaring organics in other parts of the galaxy that just weren't connected to the chain of relays that we experience in the trilogy. But that may be a different video to theorize about. So let me know what you think of my little theory, of my idea. If you have anything that's similar, or if you think there's any big flaws in it, maybe I'm misinformed on something, please let me know down in the comments, or you can just say hello. If you like this video, if you like Mass Effect, if you like just gaming videos in general, please subscribe and be sure to check out my other stuff. And please be sure to like the video if you did. I do have a weekly gaming podcast called the EchoCast that's on all podcast platforms and right here on YouTube. And you can catch me on all the social media places like Twitter, not X, as Bond Diesel. You can catch me on Threads as Bond _Diesel, over on Twitch, where I do stream occasionally. You can get me as Bond Diesel, and you can find me all over the place with one of those names. So I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. That's all I have for this one. So until next time.